open water swimming. I started swimming when I was 6 months old. Then I started competing at the age of 5. My first ocean swim or lake swim was when I was 12 in Lake Rotomar. I then did my first 5k the following year at the age of 13. I did my first 10k at 15 and qualified for my first New Zealand team for Oceanias in Cairns. And that's where I just slowly got my passion for open water. It took my passion away from the pool, and that has been a thing I have struggled with. I just have a huge passion for open water swimming. I was going for the 2012 Olympics. Unfortunately, I had a major setback and had to have shoulder surgery in 2011. I went for it but had to pull out of our trials at 5k with my shoulder just blew up. It wasn't ready to come back. But the following year I made my first World Champs for the 10k. I also did the 25k at that World Champs, so this isn't my longest swim I'd done a 25. But the difference with that was I was swimming with a pack. As to swimming to yourself, it is completely different. The Samoan swim here was so much harder by yourself. With a pack you've got draft and you've just got that company. In a big ocean by yourself, it just takes it all out of you. So what we all did was just amazing. I wouldn't be here without my mum or my coach. They've been hard. My mum was my coach for the first start of my career, and then I went on to Judith, and I've been with her for the last 10 years, so we've got a good relationship there, and she was my swim captain, so it was good to have her on the boat. But yeah, at the swim, I managed to get down to see Abby start. She was a bundle of nerves, but I was there. I didn't see the first lot, but I went down and saw Abby start, and then it was just me, and it's like, oh, I just wanted to get going. And I sort of put pressure on myself, partly because people told me I'm going last, and oh, you're going to catch up to everyone. So I was like, okay, and I just went flat tack from the get-go. And then about 11, 12k in, I just hit the wall. I had gone too fast and I just blew up with pain. I'd been lifting my head up, wasn't listening to what Judith was saying. And we're about a k, 500 or 500 metres to a k away from Abby's boat at that stage. And I just wasn't getting any closer. So I was probably giving her false hope, going, oh, Philip's not catching you. And then I asked for some painkillers, and unfortunately Judith had packed them in a different bag. So she raced off to Abby's boat to see if they had any, because my back blew up from lifting up too much. And then she came back, I took them, and she talked me into it, and I was like, I had thoughts of like, oh, I can't do this. It was just because I actually just hit that concrete wall that marathon runners talk about. But I took the painkillers, got going, and then slowly I caught up to Abby. And then I got past, and then I re-hit the wall again, and then I think I gave her more false hope because I wasn't gaining on her. It was like, and I think her boat was like, oh, Philip's still there. He's not moving, and I feel I'm sorry for that. But and then I was just swimming, and my coach was just kept going, step after step, just keep your head down, don't look up, feed after feed, and it's like I tried, but I kept having my own conversations. It was, oh well, she's saying this, but I'm saying this. And then talk about the finish, the others had already, but I didn't know in 1 minute, because we had sat down at the start of the race and organised that the finish was the ferry and it was an orange roof. So when I would get in, I was looking for this orange. Next minute I hear, oh no, aim for a church. So I'm like, oh yep, so that's over here. And then next minute it was like, oh no, aim for something else. So it kept getting changed. So I'm like, wait, where am I finishing? It kept changing on me. And then next thing I know, Seti turns up with his filming boat and he's like, oh, just follow me, you're almost there. I'm like, okay. And I'm watching, and then he speeds off ahead. I'm like, what, where's he gone? And that's when Moss turned up in the kayak, and thank you, Moss, for lending me into through the reef. It was good to see you. And that's also, I appreciate having my local kayaker. I was one of the only ones with the local kayaker. And to hear that he was 70 years old kayaking all that way, I was like, when I first saw him, I was like, oh, is he going to be able to cope with this? Because there wasn't much of him. And then to find out he was 70 and he actually did it with me, and we ended up calling him Tuna because I could not pronounce his name. But no, it was really good to have that support from him and the local people on the boat with Judith, because Judith is my only support staff. It was good. But what I'm going to take in from this swim is I'm going to learn from it. It was a good mental push, shows me what I can do and what I'm capable of by myself. like I know I do a lot of my training by myself because there's not many open water swimmers that do what I do in New Zealand. Like you've got Kane, but he's over in Australia, and then there's me who's stayed with Judith. And I've got a couple of younger swimmers, but they're not up to the level I'm at, so it's a lot, like 90k a week by myself. That's a lot of training to do. But what I'm going to take into it is like I'm looking at giving back to the sport. So once I finally finish, I'm going to take what I've learned through like these swims, and I want to help SETI in the future with like promoting swimming, and I want to give back to what I've learned. So